3 Gourmand fragrance launches in one day. Yeah. When I had a meeting with the PR team and they told me about this, I was like, okay, wow, that's a bold thing to do, but they did it. So Nicolai Parfumeur is a perfume house that is very traditional from Paris. And you can read up the story behind the brand. It's quite crazy, actually. But she created 3 new perfumes, and I got a set of all of them to share with you today. So I did smell all 3 perfumes maybe like 6 months ago. So I don't really remember the details, but I was definitely surprised because when you see the names, I don't really know if you would think they would smell like how they smell, if you know what I mean. So let's get into them. We will start with how it is set in here. So the first one is Macaron Bourbon. Wow, that's a very good sprayer. And the bottles themselves look beautiful, quite simple, yet very heavy, quite weighty. And while I smell it, this has main accords of rose, warm, spicy, and vanilla, with notes of, in the top, rum, bitter almond, davana, middle notes, rose, cinnamon, and clove, and base notes, patchouli, caramel, vanilla, tonka bean, and musk. It's sometimes so funny. People say it smells like Roses Vanille by Mancera, C by Armani, and then Portrait of a Lady. Okay, these 3 perfumes smell a lot alike. Not. At first, I get a blast of patchouli. And it's like, oh my god, is this another round of fruit patchouli? Like, can my nose stand one more of those perfumes? I'm not too sure. But then it settles down and it completely changes into something very like creamy and fresh and soft. Like, it's very loud the first minute, and then it settles down and it gets more creamy and soft. And so at first, I am reminded of C by Armani, and I have the Eclat version, and it reminds me a little bit of that one once it dries down more, because that one is a lot more creamy, smooth, not as loud. And Roses Vanille definitely also goes in that direction. This one has the fruitiness that Armani has, that Roses Vanille I don't really get. But you do really get this plush, creamy rose with vanilla combination in here. So this one was a surprise, because when I first tried it in the office, I was like, oh, that one's a no for me, unfortunately. I'm the opposite of a fruit patchouli lover, let's say. But then once it dried, I was like, wow, okay, this changed a lot. So it almost gets a little bit powdery and more like the Armani C Passione Eclat in a more refined, sophisticated version, if that makes sense. But it's not a Macaron Bourbon. It's not a dessert to me at all. Longevity with that one is insane. All of those, and I think it is her hand, they're quite strong, but the sillage is not in your face. They're all quite Parisian-chic and a little bit more distant, if you know. Then we have Pavlova, which is so funny because I have 2 perfumes from Jeanne Art from the Tea Time à Paris collection. One of them is called Pavlova and one of them is called Macaron. So that was interesting. Let's see if it smells like how I remember it to smell like. So the main accords are fruity, sweet, and tropical. Well, not what I think of when I think of Pavlova, right? The top notes are pineapple, passion fruit, and rum. Middle notes, peach, coconut, and raspberry. And the base notes are vanilla, musk, sandalwood, and cedar. So when I saw the notes, because when I had the meeting, they didn't even have the notes. I was just smelling them and telling them what I like, what I don't like. And okay, so people say it smells like Karaoke Heart by Juicebox or one by the House of Oud Keep Glazed. But I think that one has... No, it doesn't have patchouli, but something in there rubbed me the wrong way. This one, to me, smells like a Gourmand, but definitely not a Pavlova I ever had. To me, it smells like gummy bears. Haribo gummy bears, to be exact. Yeah. It has something of the Alien Ice Star, was it called? But without the patchouli. I have that one. And the patchouli is... It's my enemy. It's just my enemy. And it ruins the fragrance for me. And this one is that without the patchouli. So the coconut makes it super creamy. You know those gummy bears that have the marshmallow creamy side to them? So yeah, it smells like the juice berries, the classic juicy berries by Haribo. Mix them with something more squishy and creamy, like the marshmallow part of other gummy bears. So isn't there like a perfume from Fleur that is supposed to smell like gummy bears? I haven't smelled that one, but could smell like that one. It's beautiful. Very unexpected. Even has something sparkling to it. Maybe it's the pineapple. That almost reminds me of like aldehydes. And you know what would fit with this one? The Aventus for her, because that one is a pineapple scent as well. A lot more sophisticated. This one is like the young, fun sister. I like it. I think this one for spring and summer. Okay, and then we have Saint Honoré. And this one, my friends, what do you think? Is it my favorite or my least favorite? Let's find out. So this one has main accords of woody, nutty, and vanilla with notes of, in the top, pepper and bergamot. In the middle, hazelnut, milk, and orange blossom. And the base notes are vanilla, sandalwood, amber, and musk. And this one has also a big transition. It's quite crazy because at first it's very spicy and fresh, but you get something sweet in the background and you get something nutty. And then once it dries down, it's super creamy, nutty, and almost a little bit like cocoa powder and a splash of vanilla cream in there, which reminds me a lot of Emanuele Due by Trussardi. This one, however, doesn't have this challenging tuberose note and is more spicy. It smells so much like spices. It's crazy. I have like a spice rack in my kitchen, and if I open that one, I always get the same smells like cardamom and cloves and anise, these types of spices. And it smells like all of those together with the nuttiness, the creaminess, the sweetness, the freshness. It's so good. So when I first smelled this in our office, I sat opposite to the PR manager and was like, oh my God, this is so good. And he was smiling. He was like, I knew you would like it. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God. And every minute it got like better and better. And I was so hyper and like, when is this launching? Oh my God. So this one is definitely my favorite because it's still, like I tell you in every video, it's one of those perfumes that has this gourmand aspect, but is perfumey as well. And subtle, not too much, never too much, very demure. It's beautiful. It's such a beautiful scent. And this is to me a standout. And what I thought when I saw those types of perfumes from her. And these others surprised me. But this was like easy. Yeah, this is going to be a favorite of mine. This is going to be a perfume I will wear a lot. This one is the patchouli one. I mean, the gummy bear one is so fun. It's so fun, and it's not too sweet. It's still mature enough for everyone to wear, but you do have to like those types of fragrances. But it doesn't have the dusty musk note that other very fruity scents in the niche realm have. This perfume with the patchouli is one of the best I ever tried, but still, I don't know if I would wear it myself. In the dry down, it's like very quiet and subtle, which I appreciate, but it's still a patchouli with some powdery touches and some like rose petals to it. That's what I basically get, but it's like very quiet. And maybe it is of interest to you how it comes. So the set looks like that. And then you even get like an overlay, which looks super beautiful. Looks like that. I think it's so cute. So nice. So yeah, this was my review for those 3 new launches by Nicolai Parfumeur. Let me know if you want to try them, if you have tried them before. Maybe you have one of them or more in your collection. Let me know what you think of them. Do you smell the same or something completely different? And I will hopefully see you in my next video. Bye!